So are demons a uniquely Christian thing? Hey guys, it's John out here on the back deck on a glorious day. Slightly overcast, but it's in the mid 70s and just loving the back deck. I'm actually sipping a mug of broth this morning. I find that when my voice gets raw or rough, the broth is actually so much better for me than the coffee. So it clears the voice out pretty quick and gives me the opportunity to still be able to speak, which is a good thing for making videos. Demons, demonology. This video has been a long time in coming because there are times that I'll be in private sessions and people will be arguing with me, insisting that demons are real. And I thought I'd come on here and give you a little perspective on demons. Demons are a uniquely Christian thing. Christianity is the thing that has perpetuated the belief in demons. If we go back into the history of demons and demonology and other religions, oldest documented religion in the world is Hinduism. In Hindu mythology, there was the Rakasha and the Rakashas, the male demon, the female demon. But they were not considered anything more than people who were lost in their own fear-based ways and were literally just people who were the antithesis of the good within you. In Buddhism, they believe the concept of a demon is the darker side of the individual. It's somebody who is succumbing to their fears, their anxieties, and literally doing darker things. But there's not this entities that are out to get you. In Islam, everyone likes to say the jinn are demons. Well, in Islam, the jinn are genies, but modern Muslims don't believe the jinn are real entities or demons that are out to get you. They believe that the jinn, for the most part, are mythological, and they're there to teach a story or give a lesson. In Judaism, there is no real belief in demons in a way that we would think of it today, and modern Judaism does not believe in demons in any way, shape, or form. So when you look at the religions of the world, specifically the Abrahamic religions as well, the concept of demons and demonology are really a uniquely Christian thing, because they're the ones that are perpetuating this idea of these evil entities out to get you. When you look at the reason why, of course, it's easy to understand why fear sells, and fear puts people into a state of needing to find God. And so they lean you in that direction. It's statements like this, it's ideas like this that are causing the mass exodus from Christianity. Over the past 20 years, 54% of Christian congregations have left. 54%. Only 48% are still left in churches from 20 years ago. And people are saying, and the Christians will tell you, my God, this is the sign of the end times. People are leaving the churches. Well, darn right they're leaving the churches, because the churches are not loving. The churches are promoting fear and anxiety. They're promoting demons. I had a woman just on here the other day who was on one of my private sessions, who was adamant that demons were real. When I explained to her that only 30% of the world are declared to be Christians, less than half of those are practicing Christians, and that means that 85% of the world doesn't believe the idea of Christianity, and that demons were uniquely a Christian thing. You should have seen her exhale. So, oh, wow, you cleared that right up, right? It was like, the adamant nature of her declaration that demons are real was her fervent belief that was given to her by a church. Demons. When you look at the etymology of the word, it just means lesser evil, right? Um, in Buddhism and Hinduism, there is no Satan figure. There is no devil figure. There is only evils done by men through their various sojourns to the darker side, right? Fear leads to the dark side, right? um, so when even the construct of heaven and hell, which modern Christians are leaning into medieval theologies and the Dante's Inferno and all that, that's not from the period at all. It's not from the religion at all, from the original teaching. And it definitely isn't something Jesuit taught. But when you look at it from the perspective of demons being something that is not only uniquely Christian at this point in time, but also perpetuated by only Christians at this time. They're the only ones who are claiming Christianity. And like I said, 30% of the world, that means 70% of the world are wrong. And more likely 85% of the world are wrong about demons, because those other 15% are hardcore demon believers. Now let's talk about this. The Bible, the most quoted version of the Bible is the King James Version. King James had that book done from the Bishop's Bible. He actually had it reinterpreted from the Bishop's Bible. He removed wording that could be used against the monarchy, because he didn't want people to use the church against the monarchy. But prior to that book, King James wrote a book on the occult and demonology, basically discounting it, saying this is all just false doctrine. It's not real. He was literally debunking the occult and demonology. And then he had this other book written. Now, the book, King James Version, like I said, it's written during the time of Shakespeare. So it was written in a much more poetic, the these and the thous and the all of that. Thou shalt not kill. Prior to the King James Version did not say thou shalt not, because that's the Elizabethan way of saying it, right? So when you look at it, this is written 1,600 years after the birth of Jeshua, supposedly, which we know that date's wrong too. But when you look at it from the perspective of King James, he altered the book multiple ways. He says demons aren't real, and yet the Christians who are claiming demons are real are the ones who are leaning into it. Most of the religions that said that there were demons, almost all of them believe that that was just mythology from an ancient time, from ancient people who had no understanding of good and evil in that way. And so they were looking for these mystical explanations of why people were so bad. And they were, casting out demons, right? They were casting out fear. No fear can exist in pure love. It says that in the book of John, right? Your demons are your fears. Your demons are your own anxieties. Your demons are the things within you that are darker. And mathematically, if we take all the religions, mathematically, that assertion that I just made, that the demons are the fears that are acting out within you, mathematically, that has to be correct, because the Christians are on the losing side of the equation, because most of the world believes what I just said, and the Christians are the ones who don't. So release your need for demons and realize that you are one with God, and it's your fears and anxieties that keep you separate. Like I said before, Sufis said that God's on one side of a veil, we're on the other side of the veil, and our life is a struggle against the veil. Veil is our fear. The Buddha said the secret to enlightenment is the eradication of fear. Fears are your demon. This idea that these external entities are out to get you and they're working for Satan, that's medieval Christianity. It has nothing to do with anything that came from the ancient texts, and it darn sure has nothing to do with anything Jeshua taught. So in your life, think about it from the perspective of I am the representative of God here on earth, and I can lose my connection to that through my fears and anxieties, or I can live into love and express God into the world. And you can leave your demons behind by simply exhaling and letting the fear out and then living in a loving way. It really is that simple. People get so um, in their head about how things have to be. It's so simple, we have a hard time comprehending it. Just live a loving life. Don't worry about fears and anxieties and things that make you afraid, because those are just things of the mind. Those are sojourns of the mind into your dark side. And your dark side is not a, a bad thing. It's just your fear. It's just your fear. Release your fears and your anxieties. I hear people nowadays talking about doing the shadow work. That's just another label, right? Just release your fear. Exhale. Don't go delving into how bad you were and all the horrible things you've done and all those things. Stop doing them. Be in the now. Exhale. Say that part of my life is done. I am no longer fearful. I'm no longer acting out of fear. I'm no longer believing in demons that are from medieval mythology. I'm no longer believing any of those things. I am now living into a life of love. And guess what? You never experience demons. You never experience this stuff because the world is just a reflection of your belief. And if you put belief in demons, you will definitely see demons. That's why near-death experiencers who experience hell, the reason they experience hell is because they believe in hell. And when they cross over and they stay over for a while, they usually come back not believing in hell because they discovered that it's something different. So when you look at it from the perspective of your demons are your fears, your demons are the things that make you do things that are unloving, then you have all the power in the world to stop that. And the only moment you can truly stop it is your present moment, your I am moment. Be here in the now. Live into this moment in a loving way. And no demon will ever bother you again if you continue to be living a loving life. That's my thought on this. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.